Hey.
So great.
How's it going?
It's pretty good, you know. It's good to be back. A lot of stuff happened in the 3 months we were gone, so.
Yeah, 3 months. So it seems like your ability to tell time has also went away, so there's that.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to talk about it?
Nope.
One day I will say, do you want to talk about it? And you're going to take me up on it. And the whole world is going to get to hear you.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't know.
Not today. But not today. We don't have enough time to cover all of your emotions today.
Not today. Don't ever have time to cover all my emotions.
Yeah, no, we would be here for a long time.
It's the joy of being a man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So what's new? What's going on?
You know,
it's been a few weeks since we sat down to do this.
Rigged elections, rigged fights.
Did you say rigged elections?
Crappy streaming platforms.
Rigged fights.
A lot to digest here in the next 45 minutes to an hour.
All right. Well, I mean, let's just take it from the top. You believed that the election was rigged?
Yeah, well, let's start there. Let's start with the verse that we have here.
You might need to.
I don't think it was rigged.
Are you thinking that other people believed it was rigged?
Well, yeah, there's a whole other half that thinks it's all BS. You know, just like we did in 2020, same thing. So I don't blame them, but we won't get into that just yet.
I haven't read that at all.
Well,
I also don't pay attention to the other side.
You're also not on X.
Yeah, I really enjoy staying in my lane.
Yeah, but X is the leading app for news.
We're going to go to put a pin in this for a second because I'm the one that told
Globally.
you to get on X.
Right, but
because
here you
I
are.
was on X and I was the one reading all of it. And then you were like, oh, where are you finding all this out at? And then you got on it. And now you're like, it's the leader in news and So, like, don't act like you be coming on here with all this hit information that I gave you.
I've had a Twitter account for a long time.
What's a long time, Nick?
Probably a decade.
How often have you used X?
For probably the last 4 months.
Well.
Anyways, let's put a pin in that.
Pinned. Let's do it.
We have a thing here for what have we learned in the last
couple weeks.
I
guess technically it was kind of a little bit before that too.
It's probably been about 3 weeks, maybe a little longer. It's been about 3
of
weeks.
This specific lesson, we'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll kick it off with Mark 12:30 through 31. It says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this, love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these." Which is pretty...
Preach it, Mark.
Yep, you got this, Mark.
Preach it.
Appreciate you.
Because heard that.
That was a good one. You know, and I heard that, and I read that over and over and over in the last couple of weeks, especially since the election, because I think, you know, I have a very humorous side to me that I don't know when to shut off.
You're funny?
Yeah, I'm funny. At least I think I'm funny.
Okay.
But I kind of let my humor get ahead of me after the election, you know, in my celebratory ways. And I was really, you know, dragging all the other side. I'll call it the other side. You know, the people who didn't win, apparently.
Okay.
You know, I was just, you know, taking all their crying videos and upset videos and everything they were posting online, and I was reposting it, and I was just totally trying to be that funny guy.
I mean, some of them were kind of funny.
They're funny. You know,
some
they're
of them were
funny.
kind of funny.
But, you know, as a good Christian, I came to the realization that I shouldn't be doing that. And here I am, you know, getting mad at that side for dividing the country. And here I am, you know, dividing the country. And I had a, you know, somebody at church group that kind of, you know, called me out on it and was like, whoa, man, that was pretty hardcore. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was at this point, but you know, I think I even, you know, wrote some blurb on Facebook apologizing for it. And
yeah.
I even put that Mark, you know, 12 verse on Facebook as well. But I think I just, you know, I took it too far and realized that, you know, at this time in life with the way the country is and the world is, and we're back into wars, and we're,
Yeah.
back into one side, literally another side hating another side, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of hate out there right now, and
Yeah.
I didn't need to be a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it started before the election when I made my funny video about who you voting for. Better be Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And we like promoted it, and just the things that people said, I was like, oh my God. Here's why. I've never gone out of my way to post something negative on anybody's stuff.
Right.
If I don't agree with you, I simply just keep scrolling. I like go on with my life. I don't.
You don't make it a point to.
No, I don't make it a point to go after people. I want people to have a difference of opinion than I do. I believe that that's what makes this world go round.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoy like having conversations with people with different views.
Right.
So post election, I was super pumped that next morning, that Wednesday morning. I was going for my walk with Shelly, and our friend Ann was with us. And, I loved that Ann was like, you guys voted for him? And I'm like, really excited? And I was like, yeah, I'm pumped. She was like, oh, I'm not. And I was like, okay, let's talk about it.
For sure.
And we did. We had a great conversation. We actually even sat in our driveway after our walk and just kept talking, and like got to see the other side, got to hear what she had to say and what her thoughts were. She got to hear what my side was, my thoughts were, and we parted ways, and we kept going, and we still talk, and we still walk.
Yeah, right. That's how it's supposed to be.
And like that, but it was like so refreshing because up until that point, I had heard everything under the sun.
Right.
Like I was a Nazi. I missed the day that Jesus was handing out brains. My kids should get taken away from me. I'm voting for my daughter's rights. It just all of these things. And all I kept thinking was, is this really what this world has become?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And then thank you to Anne for the next day just being like, let's talk.
Right.
Let's still hang out.
Being
and
a
let's
human
be
being.
friends.
Right. Being
like
loving human being.
So I think for me, it was eye-opening in the sense that, and I went through the entire thing. I mean, people saying, whatever they had to say, just with the same like comeback. Like, I'm really glad that you have a difference of opinion. Like, I love that you are standing on what you believe in. I think that's the most amazing fundamental thing that we can do as Americans is have our beliefs and stick with them. And I think the best part about it is we can keep having conversations and be friends after this.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. You're allowed to have constructive criticism, and you're allowed to speak your mind, but
and some people loved it and some people didn't have anything to say back, and that's cool. Fine too. Like, but I'm not going to combat people's hate with hate. No, I'm just not going to do it. No. I don't have enough energy for it. So you're pissed off. That's fantastic. Be pissed off. Like the only person you're affecting at the end of the day is you. For sure. Right. Exactly. And that's where I felt I was heading in really highlighting people's misery, because people were really upset. Yeah. Right. And that's totally fine. You're allowed to be upset, but I didn't need to make it any worse. For sure. No, I think it's big to acknowledge it and say it and do something about it, and then, keep going. Right. I just think that I don't know. I feel like so many people are missing that this isn't about like left versus right. Like at this point, like the divide is just so hateful, and we're so far from like biblical principles. It's true. That it's just sad. Well, that's why I decided to turn it all into, Jesus facing, topic, a direction. Yeah. That was my way of kind of spinning it back into that direction, into a Christian direction, without, like I said, no more hate, because what I was doing, whether at the end of the day I thought it was funny or not, was still hateful. Yeah. I still had ill intentions to say, hey, look at this guy. Look at this person. Yeah. Look how ridiculous they're acting. Right. Let's all laugh at them. Right. And that's not what it needed to be, as much as I wanted to do it. Right. Because there's some crazy stuff out there, man, that, Yeah. I'm glad it's not me posting it. No, I agree with that. It's definitely, some days I feel like we're in the wild, wild west. Oh, we are in the wild west for sure. And it's just getting wilder. Yeah, for sure. But all in all, I'm obviously very happy with the outcome. I do believe that great things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Great people are being put into great positions.
Agreed.
I couldn't be more excited to have RFK just coming for the food industry. We all know how much
I know. That's
I love.
That's a good one.
Just talks of food and nutrition and government. And
yep.
I think the other thing too, when people wanted to like debate and have conversations with me, I'm like, I don't believe in big government.
Yeah, neither do I.
So like, here's the thing, like we can continue.
We're all about it right now.
We can continue down this path of having this conversation, but I do not believe in big government.
Yeah.
So
I don't either. I believe most things should be delegated to states.
Absolutely.
And you pick a state that best suits your morals and your needs, and that's the route you go. And if you want to live in California,
but you use your voice,
live with all what California has to offer.
Right.
Cool. If you want to live in Florida with all we have to offer.
Right.
Even better.
Right.
But that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like those are those states.
Yeah.
Not that I want to separate or segregate anybody, but it can't happen with big government. The federal government cannot make a decision for one side or the other, because there is no such thing as one side or the other.
Well, and you also have to say, you just have to draw the line. For me, I don't believe in big government on all aspects, like all levels. It's not an abortion level. It's not, I believe in the government being out of my business in general.
For sure.
Like, goodbye.
Yeah,
sayonara.
Goodbye. Right.
Like,
there's no more stupid federal tax. State taxes are okay, in my opinion, only because that helps fund that state.
When you do things on a local level, you do get to control
correct
where you live,
right,
and what is going on.
Right. You look at federal taxes, and I'll jump up a couple lines what we've got written here, but one thing that happened, this week and I think the end of last week was the Pentagon, failing its 7th audit. And not being able to fully account for $824 billion of their budget.
Right.
Right. Which is federal tax money.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to it, it's federal tax money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't see
but
clearly,
we can fund the Russian and Ukraine war.
They just did it today, Tuesday,
the
19th. They just funded another $275 million.
Yeah.
No, billion. Million? Billion?
I don't know. Because I don't.
$275 billion. It's
sick.
Freaking wild,
We should not have homeless people on the streets.
No. No, I'm sorry. And I've had arguments with other people, where, so you'd rather them just die? No, I wouldn't rather them just die, war. But their government is letting them down.
Yeah.
And just when our government stretches ourselves too thin trying to be the superheroes of the world, now we've let our country down.
Yeah.
So at some point you have to, as a citizen, go, no, stop.
Yeah, for sure.
We can't do anything. It's like the old saying, individually, you can't help somebody if you can't help yourself.
For sure.
And our government can't help somebody else if we can't help ourselves.
Right.
So jumping back up, you wrote, some stuff after that outcome of the election, one big one was Doge, which is Department of Government Efficiency, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Obviously that's Elon Musk and
Vivek.
What is it? Ramaswamy?
Yeah.
That's how you say his name?
So. Yeah.
It's like
but I love listening to him talk.
They're both fantastic.
For sure. I mean, Elon Musk just cracks me up, but listening to Vivek talk is just he's extremely intelligent.
Yep.
He is definitely a powerhouse. Like, he uses his voice, but in a very mindful manner.
Yeah.
Which is something that I totally appreciate. I've watched tons of videos of him out at college campuses with Charlie Kirk, and it's just really refreshing to watch somebody just be mindful of how they're like speaking to other people and letting their voice be heard. So,
yeah. And he's very confident in his words.
Yeah.
He doesn't pull back on them. He's educated enough and so well thought out that when he says something, he means it.
For sure.
He doesn't go back on it. Like,
Absolutely.
What was it today? Was it today he talked about, or no, yesterday, he did an interview with one of the news outlets and said, they were asking him, are you planning on cutting, staff and sections of the government and spending. And he goes, I will, I'm planning on cutting out entire departments.
Yeah.
Like we're cutting entire departments out.
Right.
Like, that's something that, Elon Musk did when he bought Twitter.
Yeah.
He cut out 70% of the fat out of that company.
So crazy.
When he turned into X. And now going back, what I said, X is literally, I think, the number one visited social media app in the world right now, especially since the election, just because the amount of free speech that you're allowed to say on there.
Yeah.
And I say that in excitement for both sides. Like, you're allowed to go on there. I don't care who you are.
No, seriously.
It is a place that you can go and talk and say whatever you want to.
Right. If you're respectful and you're mindful of people, I want you to use your voice, because I think that that's important. Nobody should ever take that away from you.
For sure. And
just the same way I would never want that taken away from me.
Right. And people aren't going to be respectful. And that's not the problem I have. I could care less, because I don't let those things bother me. And it's free speech.
Yeah. If
I'm going to say, you're ugly and I hate you.
Right.
So what? Like, I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not causing physical harm to you.
Right.
Now, if you start to threaten people,
then
you need to get looked at.
Right.
Because you're threatening harm to somebody.
Right.
But just calling them names and I know that's bullying, whatever you want to call it, but it's free speech.
Yeah.
It's free speech. You're allowed to speak. You're allowed to come as you are.
Yeah, but I also feel like you just cross a line of losing all of your validity when you start with name calling and you start getting like disrespectful, because then it's like, what am I going to listen to you for?
Right.
And if you want to sit down and have a conversation, I will sit down and have a conversation with you for days on end. But the second that you start name calling and you start belittling people for their beliefs, or you just start like turning things hateful, like,
well, yeah.
Like, move on, dude.
We'll move on, right? And don't give it attention. But the reality is those people have to have the same right as everybody else.
Of course. Well, right. It's your right. But at the same time, just tune it out.
Tune it out. 100%. You don't have to listen to it. That's why you don't sit there and have big government jump in and say, well, you can't say hate speech. Right. Well, define hate speech. Right. Because right now, MAGA is hate speech. Yeah. And that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Right. Like, how is, you know what I mean? Like, so calling somebody a Nazi is not, but saying MAGA, make America great again, which is a very patriotic saying. Yeah. No matter how you look at it. Yeah. Is you can't say that. No. So, it goes both ways. If it's going to be free speech, it's going to be free speech. Yeah. If you're going to start cutting things, then you have to cut things everywhere. Mm-hmm. So that's what's nice about Twitter, is that it's complete free speech. For sure.
I also am just excited to see, a lot of who Trump appointed for his cabinet. I haven't done a deep enough dive into, but I'm excited to see the array of people that he has selected. Mm-hmm. I think that to me has probably been the most exciting, and a lot of, traditional, if that's what we're going to call them, political figures, and a lot of not traditional political figures are being appointed to this cabinet. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's, super fantastic. I am so excited. I said this earlier, but having RFK be in charge of Health and Human Services is just, man, so exciting. Mm-hmm. Like, I cannot wait for the day where our kids can like pick up snacks and not have to worry about them being filled with shit that will poison their bodies. Right. Like, I'm longing for those days.
Yeah. Big FDA overhaul is in the works.
Huge. So I definitely am very excited about that. California, they banned six major food dyes. Yep. For schools. Is big, right? Yeah, huge. I mean, Kellogg's is definitely losing their ass right now, and Lunchables are not doing so hot either. Yeah, so
Kellogg's is definitely made as the primary example for sure, because every
there's just a reality.
Out there has coloring in it.
Yeah, but there's just a reality is when you can make them for another country without it. Yeah. Why are you making them for this country with it? Oh, because it's cheaper.
Not even that. Their response is, just so you know, we are following the guidelines of the FDA.
Right. Yeah. Well, the FDA is a fucking joke.
Good for you.
Sorry.
Good for you.
Yeah. But the FDA is a joke.
Right. It is a joke. Right. And that's why, they get wind, or they hear the news that RFK is going to take over the HHS, and now it's going to be mass quitting at the FDA, and it's like
sayonara.
Make it so much easier.
You probably didn't need a job there anyway.
You're going to save so much money on severance packages.
God, for real. See you later.
There goes your pension.
100%.
So it's just it's crazy. People are crazy.
Well, let's move on from our election talk to our Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, so I have the biggest question was it rigged and a money grab, or was it a genuine fight? What do you think?
I don't know. Okay.
Genuine fight and money grab, rigged and money grabbed. Money grab. Because it's definitely a money grab. I mean, Jake Paul probably made $100 million.
Yeah.
Because his guarantee was 40. His guarantee was 40 just to get in the ring, and Tyson's was 20 just to get in the ring. That's not profits, proceeds. That's not winnings. That's not. So Tyson probably made 40.
For sure.
Or 50. And Jake Paul probably walked away with about 100, if I had to guess.
I don't think that it was rigged.
I might fight a child for $100 million.
For sure. I might let Jake Paul punch me in the face for $100 million. Fuck. I don't know that it was rigged. Mike Tyson definitely looked his age in the ring. And let's be honest with what our age looks like. 58. When is he? 58,
yeah, almost
right?
60, right? 59 when he got in the ring.
Yeah, so he's older. And there's just a reality to what your body is. It doesn't matter how hard you train or what you do or any of those things.
For sure.
So that's that. The reason I say I don't think that it's rigged, I don't see Jake Paul participating in a rigged fight when he is genuinely looking to be accepted by the boxing community.
No, and I agree. It's just you get the idea that, or at least from social media, that every fight he has is rigged.
Of course. So the other thing too, right, is we had people over for the fight, and somebody was like, well, I can't stand Jake Paul, and I don't like his his image and his ego. And it's like, have you actually listened to Jake Paul talk? Because he's really a good dude,
right? Or he seems like it, right?
Yeah, I mean, from what you see on a genuine conversation side of it, we haven't had anybody, at least not that I've read, come out saying outlandish things about who he is as a human being. Yeah. Quite the opposite. You hear all the great things that he's doing in communities.
Right. You don't hear anything negative outside of boxing about the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody's just hating him because he's some 27-year-old fucking YouTube kid that,
he's crushing it.
Is making a lot of money. And
he's crushing it.
I think, it's really easy to hate people.
So easy.
It's
negativity is super easy because it's it's weightless up front.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go into any situation like that. I don't,
No.
I just, whatever. So do I think that it was rigged? No. Do I think that there is a money grab in it? Of course. Who wouldn't want to watch?
No, I agree.
Mike Tyson
we all
versus Jake Paul.
It's his job.
Literally.
Yeah. It's his job is to fight and make money.
So yeah, I think that part of it, I think he has an immense amount of, I think both of them have an immense amount of respect for each other.
Yeah, I agree.
And because Mike Tyson has always said that Jake Paul is turning around boxing, and Jake Paul has always said that Mike Tyson is, the greatest of all time.
Right.
And so I think they both had an immense amount of respect for each other. I think the biggest problem is that people just wanted to watch somebody get knocked out.
Well, yeah, that was
and
of course the expectation.
Right. And then that's what made the fight boring.
Well,
right?
Yeah, and boxing has been boring. Right. Boxing is always boring. Yeah. That's the problem with boxing is it's boring.
But yeah, I mean, I guess for me, it was more of boring in the sense that nobody got knocked out, of course. Because also you watch MMA and that shit just happens left and right.
Yeah.
People are bloody all over the mat and they're freaking dead asleep on the thing. Right. You're like, you gonna wake up anytime soon? But you're right in that regard that boxing is boring in that not everybody's getting knocked out. There are a lot of people going,
and there's a lot of dancing
going all around. Yes. So, but yeah, I don't know.
But the fight definitely, the dynamic of the fight changed very early on in the fight. Even Jake Paul admitted, someone asked him, did you take it easy on Tyson once you saw his age out there on in the ring? And he said, yeah, I did.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because
the man kudos to you though, dude, that you didn't take advantage of somebody, right? Like,
but there was no winning for Jake Paul in the public.
He was never going to win.
No, but you look at Tyson, on 30-second clips on Instagram or YouTube or X or whatever it is, and you're like, this dude is going to knock Paul out,
right?
And it didn't happen. And if you look at their records, right, obviously Mike Tyson's is way different, but if you look at their records, his record is that when he was
in his prime.
Statistically, one of them should have knocked one of them out,
right?
And it didn't happen,
right?
Do I think that Tyson could have done it in the first couple of rounds? Probably. Do I think that they needed the fight to drag on for more than 3 or 4 rounds? Probably. Do we know that Paul took it easy on Tyson after 3 or 4 rounds? I do too. I do too. And he took it easy.
But I regularly watch Jake Paul.
Yeah, for sure. And he really is a good boxer.
Fan.
Right. He will have his moment.
Of just him as a person.
Yeah.
So,
Tyson definitely looked 60 after a few rounds.
Yeah.
And
when you're also nursing an injury.
Yeah, it was just a and I will say though, popular fight that took down Netflix, which was wild.
Yeah, that purposed me off.
Can't believe they weren't ready for that.
Which is mind blowing.
They had the better part of a year,
literally,
to figure this out, and they couldn't do it.
No, they couldn't.
Wild. But it was the most. How many 65 million households viewed that thing?
Yeah, I also do love that when it was like crashing, it crashed on like Mike Tyson in an interview, and it's just Mike Tyson's butt cheeks, and that's literally where people's things crash. It was pretty comical.
So good. That guy cracks me up, man.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, I think the entire production was fantastic.
Yeah.
And we all forget too that it is a production.
Yeah. And it's Jake Paul's.
For sure.
It was Netflix that too. And Jake Paul.
Right. So I also think kudos to Jake Paul for doing whatever the fuck he wants to do and making his life what he wants it to be.
For sure. And he had some major successes. Aside from hating him for whatever you want to hate him for, the dude killed it on Friday.
Yeah.
His production company,
his
and the fights that he put together. Granted, he has a team, but I say him because he front runs it. I don't know anybody who works behind him, but he put those fights together, and that was like the Tyson Holyfield fight for that female fight. I mean, that was the biggest female fight there is right now.
Yeah,
and that was under him, his MVP stuff, and that was a huge. I forget the Irish. And then the Irish girl, Katie.
Amanda Serrano's freaking eyebrow was making my guts turn.
But he took down the biggest streaming service in the world, which is that's huge. A huge success.
I don't care who you are or what you have to say.
And he made a lot of money. It's a huge success, and his company has validity now. I mean, his company is a boxing company,
for sure.
Like it or hate it, and that's a huge success.
Yeah,
I mean, he had a night of success.
Absolutely.
Can't take that away from him.
Who would you like to see him fight next?
Gosh, who's the Gosh, I can't think of the name.
Don't make me go Googling people.
I know. You asked me a question I wasn't ready for, and I can't. There's one kid that I want to, Ryan. Is it Ryan Garcia?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah.
Yeah, him. I want to see him fight Ryan Garcia. That would be a good fight, but they'll never find each other in the same weight class, I don't think. Yeah,
and that's the other thing. Like,
Jake Paul's a big dude, man.
He's just a solid dude. I mean, he's like 6 something, and he's 6'2", 228 or whatever he is, and he's a big guy. He's a big guy. For him to like lean out like that, I just think that it would be unhealthy too. I think that's the other thing.
No, he couldn't get down there. There's no way.
But yeah.
So I don't even know. I don't pay attention enough to boxing to say who he should fight next.
Right.
I know he's got a couple guys he calls out all the time, but I don't know them from Adam. From Adam.
Fair.
So, but that was a fun night. Dragged on way too long. The fight was a little disappointing, but nonetheless. And then there was a UFC fight the next night with John Jones.
We didn't watch any of that.
No, but I saw a lot of clips about that. And God, what a way to use your platform to
praise God.
And advertise Christianity and
just start there.
And throw Jesus out there in millions of people's faces, which was fantastic. So cool to see that.
Yeah. Trump rolled in with the posse.
Mm-hmm.
Tulsi Gabbard was there. Elon Musk. Busting with the boys.
Another sport doing the Donald Trump dance.
Yeah.
So good.
The NFL said you can do the dance all you want.
I know.
Do it as much as you'd like.
I posted on X and, tagged them and said, hey, if you do this, I'm going to stop watching. That was
that's probably why. Yeah, for sure. They're like, God, no,
don't
want to lose Nick
They haven't responded. But
award-winning fantasy football team.
So I'm in the middle right now.
So there's that. Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
What's going on? Family update.
Family updates.
Let's talk about them.
Let's do it. Olive. Psycho.
Yeah. She's a funny kid, man.
Mm-hmm.
She's funny. She's 7. She's a girl. I want to punch her.
I know. I see it daily.
Yeah. She just got so many wild thoughts.
Yeah. Her entire being is growing up, and it's very apparent.
Yeah.
That she's learning and questioning and seeing and thinking and doing, and it's pretty wild as a parent to try to hold back a lot of emotions, and realize I shouldn't be getting mad at that, or I shouldn't laugh at that, or I shouldn't join in on that, or it's just it's really hard, especially for me, because I don't have a filter half the time, so I just have to shut up.
Yeah. I mean, it's also I just hate having a discipline. It's the dumbest shit.
I know. Disciplining sucks.
It's just I know why I have to do it. I get it. I have to build the foundation behind all of the things. I understand all of it. But some days I'm just fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't
I've had a lot of days.
I don't want to have the same damn conversation.
For sure. I just blow it off.
For the 100th time.
Right.
But she's such an obsessive thinker.
Yeah, she is. And she thinks too hard on everything. I mean, it's every single day is her ratting herself out for talking in class or not listening. And I'm there's no way that she can talk in class and not listen as often as she does, and her teacher doesn't say anything to us.
I know.
So I had the conversation with her today about it.
Yeah.
She said, I was talking too much in class today. And I was like...
I was a talker.
What?
Oh, my.
Did your teacher get mad at you?
Yeah.
Or did she just say, hey, Olive,
stop talking?
Right. It's either a big issue or a small issue. And if it's a small issue, Olive, I love you, but I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're trying to, if you love getting in trouble with your parents, that you just come home and can't wait to tell us about what you did at school again. I don't want you to not tell us, but at the same time, start to gauge importance, man.
Yeah. So she's really into gymnastics still, which is great. Mm-hmm. She loves that.
I told her I was going to take it away from her tomorrow.
Yeah, I told her if she didn't start listening better, I was going to start picking her clothes out. And so we'll see how she does.
All you'll do is make her look normal.
Oh, no. No. She was like, what if somebody makes fun of me? I go, then I bet you'll start listening.
Too bad.
And I bet she'll figure it out.
Yep.
So.
Different colored socks.
Oh, yeah. She has this one shirt that she picked out, and I made sure that she was on it when she wanted it, when we were back to school shopping, and she hasn't worn it yet. And she's like, it's not really my style. I'm like, okay, you'll be wearing that one. I can't wait for that day.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, also though, she's a great student. She's very smart. When she brings home all of her work from class, she's a very, very good student.
Yeah.
She won an art contest.
She did win an art contest.
Just crazy.
First place in her grade, not her class, her grade.
Yeah. So all of the entire school participated in a Neal Communities, art program process. Yep. They had to design a house, and they were given free range to do whatever they wanted. And then the school picked the top 10 out of each grade level, K through 5. And then they had judges, employees from Neal Communities come in and vote on the art that was on display.
Yep.
And I was distinct because I went there for the judging ceremony, and I was sitting there and I was like, God, if this will give her the confidence to continue in art, then let her win.
Right.
But if it will give her like an ego boost, take it away from her.
Right,
like
100%.
Then don't even give her the option. And she won, and I got it on video. She was so shocked at it. Was the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, it was so genuine.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. Because leading up to it, she just kept saying like, will you vote for mine even if you don't think mine's the best? I'm like, of course I'll vote for yours. So that was super exciting. So now she goes and she gets to be chosen. There'll be, first place and second place on all of them. And those cards will get printed and distributed. As their like
holiday card.
Yeah, Neal Community's holiday card.
So that's really cool.
Super exciting. I love that for her. And she is very artistic. And so I love just watching her kind of like explore that avenue. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Then we've got Archer.
Yeah, he's a maniac.
Yeah. Boy is wild.
He's becoming a little boy. I took a picture of him the other day playing with his little dinosaur in the sand. And it's like his look and his body, he's just totally...
Here's a boy.
Growing up into his own little person now. It's really cool to see again because we saw it with Olive, but it's different with the boy. So
his little dude.
Yep.
All boy to his core. He is
all boy, but everyone thinks he's a girl. Cracks me up, man.
It is
and
funny.
I don't even care anymore.
No, and Olive gets so upset.
So mad about it.
So upset. She's like, "Are you not going to correct them?"
I know.
I'm like, "No, I'm not."
We'll walk into church and they'll be like, "Good morning, ladies."
I know.
And I'll be like, "Good morning." And Olive will be like, "You just let them call him a girl." I'm like, I don't care anymore.
She like turns around.
What do I care?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't bother me and I don't want to embarrass them.
Yeah, it's really funny. I actually ran into a lady today at the store and she was like, he's so cute. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks. I'm impressed that you realized that he was a boy. And she was like, my grandson has really long hair. So I get it. She's like, now I just pay attention to like what they're wearing or what their big, like their body types are. I'm like, well, that's true. So... But yeah, he is wild. He's also starting to like learn his place in the family dynamic, which is kind of like funny. Mm-hmm. He really loves to make everybody laugh.
Yes.
He loves to call everybody a poopy head.
Yep. That's his new term for the month.
Yep. Like,
I
love you, poopy head.
Poopy head.
I'm like, all right, good. I used to calling people poopy head in the store today. I'm like, you can't call them poopy head. But yeah, so it's really cute to see him, learning his place in things and just the family dynamic kind of changing and shifting now that he's getting older.
Yep.
And then, I mean, for me, I put my name in the hat for VP of the PTO.
Yep, you sure did.
And I won.
You sure did.
Look at that. Super exciting. Which is funny because we talked about this, like adding something else to my plate, which is already, up here while I'm down here. But I've been saying for a while, like, if I want to know about what's going on in her life, when she's away from us for 8-9 hours a day, I got to find a way to get involved. And it was just the way to get involved.
Sure. It's a good reason.
So, and there's a really solid group of ladies that are on the board. So I'm excited to just branch out, make friends, and I'll go ahead and order my red pantsuit now that I know I officially won.
There you go.
With my slogan, make the PTO great again.
You're about to look like Jill Biden.
Well, even Jill knew what she was doing that day. Even Jill knew what she was doing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Let's just, take it day by day and
funny.
Don't let it drive you crazy.
Yeah, it was funny when our small group ended yesterday. I was like, and there's one thing off of our list.
I know.
Like when my Bible study ended and that one was off of the list. Like all of our days keep opening up just in time for the holidays.
Right.
But it has been good. What about you? What's a new update for you? What you got?
Not a whole lot. Still trying to get this clothing company off the ground.
Yeah.
That's a huge effort with little time.
Yeah.
Trying to keep designs going, trying to figure out advertising. Whenever I can find an hour a week to do it.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the podcast. We're recording another one, but we have no clips from the last one posted on social media. So it's just, it's an ever-going battle of how much do you want to put on your plate and how much do you actually want to do when it's there.
Right.
So
for sure.
Trying to figure out, work's going really good. We're very fortunate. God has been really good to us.
Yeah.
Always, but especially lately. We've, signed up a lot of work this month so far, and we're halfway through it, and we've got a lot of
really great opportunity.
A lot of work going into next year. I'd say that we probably have 75% of the work signed up that we're going to, almost build this year in general for next year already.
Yeah.
So, God's good.
All
we
the
just
time.
need to keep ourselves in check and make sure that we do something good with it. And,
for sure.
And, really utilize, everything we do, try to utilize it as a building block, for God's kingdom and not for us personally.
Yeah, that one was a big one for me. I don't know. I've never been a person to chase money in that regard. And so chasing it to build and do something for his name is way more exciting than for my own.
Yeah, 100%.
I for me, it's our guys having a job and food on their table, and those are the biggest blessings.
Right.
I mean, yes, we are taken care of, but I love knowing that we get to play a role in that. Right. And that part is very rewarding. So,
right. And it provides purpose, right? This age old thing that, if you're sitting there wondering, like, I don't know what my purpose is, I can't find my purpose. Odds are you're already sitting in a position that can be purposeful, right? Like, I have conversations with, about, Christianity and Jesus and the Bible with clients all the time. I got a tattoo of the cross on my hand specifically.
Yep.
Where I shake a hand and the other person touches that cross. Like, it's just.
That way you got it.
It's exactly why I got it. And so.
Like this one.
Yeah, but mine's bigger, more prominent.
But I've been made first.
But, I definitely.
Twitter first.
Yeah. But I definitely have been trying to find purpose in the things that we're overloading ourselves with. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time.
For sure.
So, the stress wouldn't be worth it. I want to make the stress worth it.
Yeah.
I want to make I want the burden to be purposeful.
I agree with that. It's definitely been rewarding to see all of the hard work pay off. Because, for a moment there, I was like, light it on fire, walk away. I don't care.
Right.
But it is rewarding. It's everyday battle, of good versus evil.
Oh, for sure.
Too. Like,
right. That's the world.
Hey, where's our money at? We finished your job in June.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is,
exactly.
And so that part is just ever going, ongoing.
Yep.
Just.
But life's good. I
Great.
can't complain, and we're very fortunate for that.
No, we are. Absolutely.
Now's the time in life to do something for those whose life might not be, as great, and try to focus our efforts in those areas, whether that's, building something or giving something back or 10% of sales, minimum of the shirts we sell. I don't care what it is. It's just, I want to do more. I want to find purpose in that direction. I don't have to sit back and wonder personally, what's my purpose?
Right.
My purpose is to try to help and build up God's kingdom and bring people back to that.
I agree.
All our whole purpose on this planet should be pulling people back to Jesus.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can't take anything else with you. So might as well
take
people.
100%. You can,
I agree.
Yeah. You can fill heaven.
That's about all you got.
With the souls, not with cash.
No.
So.
Your money won't buy you anything up there.
Nope. Barely buys you anything down here.
That's true too. Heard that.
All right. On. Well, you want to cut her loose?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Ready?
Do it to it. I believe in you. You've got this.
I don't need you to believe in me.
Let the Lord speak through you.
God, I just wanted to punch you. All right. God, thank you for another great episode. Getting to talk, getting to connect, getting to express how we feel, where we're at, chasing your word for the glory of your kingdom. Thank you for always watching out for us, for keeping an eye on all of our friends and family, bringing peace to them, especially during these tough times. Continuing to watch over our children, all of the children of the world, keeping them safe. I pray that you bring home all employees safely every day. Not especially ours, but I always pray for them to come home to their family safely. Continue to guide this country in the direction that you would like to see it go, as well as this world. I am feeling closer and closer to you daily, especially as a country. So as a whole, I feel your presence more, and I'm beyond grateful for it. So Lord, continue to guide us, continue to bless us, and continue to show us your way. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Nice work.
Thanks.
Nice work.
All right.
And to all you millions of listeners, thinking big. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Thinking big.
Say it.
I think all our numbers are wrong. I think there's a glitch. It's got to be millions instead of hundreds.
Boom. All right. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you in probably a few months. You know, throughout your going.
I'll see you in a couple minutes. But all of you out there, we'll probably
see you in a couple weeks.
See you in a couple weeks
When we get back from vacation.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And
don't go be one of those people on Black Friday. That's like running people over.
Go for it. Just don't kill anybody.
But go snatch things out of like children's hands.
But go get that TV.
I'm so done. Gosh, the dumbest. TVs are already stupid cheap.
I know. I don't even know what you buy there anymore.
I don't either.
Like you get
I have not been excited about a Black Friday deal in probably 5 years.
No. There's nothing I need bad
desire.
enough.
No desire.
I need bad enough. And there's no great deals out there on big stuff that you need anyways.
Yeah, do you know what I need a deal on? Groceries.
I need a deal on groceries.
You want to come and help me discount my car payment? Discount that car payment.
I know.
You're going to half off my mortgage? Half off my mortgage? That's a Black Friday deal.
You want to give me
That's when I'll chase and snatch from a kid.
You want to give me 75% off a Traeger grill?
Yeah.
Give me 75% off a Traeger grill. Don't give me 20% off and waste my time.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So.
All right. Well.
Go get that TV.
We'll see you guys after the holiday.
Me love you long time.
I'm so done with you. Bye.